Now, there's really not much to talk about the Bulls this season. They are pretty much on a collision course to hosting the 9-10 play-in game. But there's one thing you cannot say about the Chicago Bulls. They're not a good team, but they're entertaining. And I just wanted to give a little love to DeMar DeRozan, man, because DeMar DeRozan, first of all, I was never really a fan of DeMar, to be honest, when he was in Toronto. I actually forgot he was in the league when he was in San Antonio because anything post Kawhi San Antonio before Wemby is very, very forgettable. But this dude, man, is become a player who's got, I believe, even better in his age. And we just talked about, like, with Justin Fields, him being the only thing that was entertaining in that 2022 season, really just the last couple of years, period. DeMar is really the only thing entertaining outside of Kobe White in this Bulls era. And he has, a lot of people shitted on the signing when it happened 3 years ago, but he has delivered, man, and he's been incredible to watch. We know the Bulls legend thing is a low bar, but I would consider him a Bulls legend just for the way he's hooped over these last couple of years, the way he's embraced the city, and it's kind of gave him like a second wind in his career where, he went from being the guy who, when they lost to the Cavaliers, saying, well, that's LeBron, which was a nasty comment. Also, probably why I wasn't a fan of his at first. But I just really love everything he's brought to the game and just to the team. And I feel like even if there's anything I really to watch in this playing game is to see DeMar hoop. And AK, Mark Eversley, Westside West is Bang likes to call them. They have done nothing. They've been worse than Garpax. I'm not trying to put perfume on shit. But if there's anything about DeMar's been fun to watch. And I feel like if you're a Bulls fan, you need to appreciate him. The 45 points he had the other night against the Warriors, man, the game winner up on the Pacers. It's just been, great performance after great performance. And who can forget his first year in Chicago? All those game winners, the king of the fourth, things like that. And I just want to give him a little love for that, man, because I feel like you got to give him credit because nobody thought that he would play this well coming to the Bulls, man. Mikey, what do you think about DeMar's time here in Chicago?
I think he's been a great Chicago Bull. He's been a great representation of the city. And he's gotten better with good age. I actually became more of a fan of him the pandemic year when he was with San Antonio because I was able to see how much more of a passer he was and how willing he was to share the ball. I think that season he averaged almost close to 7 assists. That's a career high. And he wasn't playing with the overly, super talented team. So it shows his unselfishness there. So I rarely catch Bulls games. I tap in. The other day I watched I jumped in on a couple games. I watched it. Yeah, I watched I tapped into the Pacers game and I tapped into the Warriors game and the game before that. So I watched a lot of the West Coast trip. It was the Kings game, where Kobe and DeMar were just taking turns. They were sexing them boys. So DeMar's been a great Bull. I mean, it's to the point now where it's very hard to argue not to re-sign him. And that was something that I never would have thought that I would have been saying going into this year. I thought he would have been traded already by the deadline to another team. So it's crazy how this year worked out with Zach now is going to, the odd man out, Kobe and DeMar being kind of the focal points of the offense. So, shout out to DeMar, man. He's been a great Bull, and I would not be upset if they re-sign him.
And speaking about major trades, the next major trade is definitely going to be Zachary LaVine. Dante, we know you hate everything that goes on Madison, but what do you think about DeMar's time here at the Bulls?
I've been a big DeMar fan. I actually was a fan when he was in Toronto. Mid-range guard, one of the last to really, show his skill set in on those areas of the court. And he's been everything I expected him to be for the Bulls. I think honestly, and I know hindsight is 2020. We should have got rid of Zach LaVine a long fucking time ago and just ran with DeMar. That's just the facts. I don't care how much he dunks in 360s and does whatever. Zach LaVine is who he is, and he ain't that good. So I think we should have, I don't want to say built around DeMar because you don't build around a guy like DeMar, but we should have tried to find somebody else to fit him with because Zach wasn't it. So I agree. I think he should retire a Bull. I think this is a guy that, you want to start having guys come in and you can hang your hat on the fact that, they came in, they played the right way, they were in the community, and, their teammates loved them, and they were just an all-around good player for your franchise. So that's DeMar, somebody you keep around. And then I think you could have him on like his Horace Grant, Tony Kukoc shit, where he's a ambassador for the team once he retires.
That paper on this player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna